And hello again, everyone. Today I thought about making a bit of a shorter video and just showing off a bit of the fashion I have in game. As you can clearly see, we'll be starting out with Inaros, and I just took the Royal team and combined it with the Prime team and took it up to 11, as you can very well see here. Now, I should mention that the only Tenogen part of this is the Sayandana, the Rapala Sayandana, this one. But it can be replaced with basically any white cape in the game for the pretty much same effect. So I can, yeah, see, there we go, perfect. You can see all of the colors here. As for the attachments, I am using the Prisma Narberus. In case you are lacking these, the Revelite can also make a fine alternative, as this was the original one when I first made the color scheme. It was all full Revelite. And it's also using the alternate helm, the Anubis. The skin is the base skin. And for the armor, you can see here I opted to later switch to the Pakal chest plate, because it fit with everything else a lot better, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the first one. I do have, as you can see, the list over here, 7 in total that I will be covering now, and we are now moving on to Vault. For Vault, I'm not actually sure what I wanted to go with. I'm pretty sure this was one of the times where I just pressed random until it just clicked and made a few minor adjustments. It is with the Limbo's, no, Vault's deluxe skin. You can see all the armor here. Of course, I have the ventral charge ephemera, because come on, it's Vault, he has to have electricity, let's be honest. And the Sayandana is the one that actually comes with his own deluxe skin. So if you have the skin, you probably also have the Sayandana. Moving on, we have Necross. Also, I should mention, not this one, wrong Necross. There we go, this one. Every single one of the fashion frames that's displayed over here, I had two very easy criteria for selecting which one I'll show in the video. The first one was, do I like it? Does it look okay? And I realized that's very subjective. But the second one was, did anyone at all ever just stop everything what they were doing in the mission, admire it, and say, that looks nice, or that's a cool whatever I was having at the time? And I actually got a compliment for this one just the other day, so this is why he's on the list. A very creepy themed Necross, especially with the eye going on here from the Gnosos Sayandana. Also, you will probably be seeing a lot of this particular Sayandana in the video. I do like my creepy crawly warframes, so to say. The next one is Octavia. Oh, wrong. Even when I'm making a short video, something goes wrong and it's usually my fault. There we go. Now, I do have to explain this one for a bit. Due to the fact that over here, let me see if I can give you guys a better look. There we go, perfect. As you can see, it has a bit of mouth. So I went with a bit more of a horror theme on this one, even though it's not supposed to be infested per se. And then I just added all of the infested things on it that I could find. The skin is the deluxe skin, Maestra. On the attachments, again, everything except for the ephemera is infested theme. The reason for the ephemera is actually quite simple. The Tenebros ephemera tends to actually hide a lot of the particles and light on a warframe and blurs them out a bit whenever it comes through, as you can see here. The main thing with horror is that the monster is scarier when you don't really get a good look at it. So that's the reason why I added it here. And the Sayandana is the Mukusk. I'm not even sure I pronounced that right. Moving on. Also, I should mention about the regalia and all of this. Some of them are important to the fashion frame, some of them are not. Whenever it's important, and I just realized that didn't show for Vault. Give me a second. Whenever it is important for the actual show, I will go and show you what I have on it. So over here we have the Rift Sigil. It can also be the Scars of Arbitration for a similar effect. Moving on, we have the Nidus. Now this is the one that started the idea for the video, as a fellow YouTuber asked me about the Nidus when he saw him in a different video. So here he is, in all of his glory. As you can see, I really like the Nosus Sayandana for the effect. It's also part of the bundle for the entire skin. I have, however, opted for the base Nidus helmet, even though I have quite a few options. The reason for this being quite simple. It's the one that fits the best with the rest of the parts, not necessarily the deluxe skin itself. As you can see, it maintains contrast with the armor, the shoulder, the Sayandana in the back, while the others are losing a bit of it compared to what it is initially. The deluxe itself still works. I know, I just find the base one fits better overall. For the attachment, we have a bit of Saturn 6 over here from the Wolf. We have the deluxe, whatever this thing over here is. And of course the Spore Ephemera, which gives it this glow, as well as the infested tissue growing under his feet. Next one on the list, we have Limbo. Now, this is probably one that has quite a bit of thought into it, as it's basically a Bloodborne cosplay. Now, going into the skin itself, we can see both of these are Tenogen skins. This being the one that resembles a hunter the most. The one that came with the actual skin also works quite nicely. Although I do recommend changing a little bit on the effects for it, as it can show a lot more eyes on the helmet and give it a bit more of that Bloodborne feeling. Otherwise, I do recommend sticking with this. Turning the prime details off, not on, as it hides the eyes from the actual skin. And the skin being, where is it? This one. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. This one, right here. As it has the eye textures over here, and in several other parts of the skin. And as people who have played Bloodborne know, eyes are a very big theme in that universe. Again, the Nosus Sayandana being the only Sayandana that I am aware of with actual eyes. Again, adding to the Bloodborne thematic. For the attachments, a bit of infested. Over here. The Vetala, my bad, shoulder plates are actually very good for any warfare when you want to bulk it up a bit. And that's just the chest plates that I thought look nice with the particular sigil I have. Now, about the sigil, anything that's somewhat symmetric will look pretty nice on it. Personally, I use the Veloran Prime sigil, but I'm aware not many people have that, or the other one that looks nice, the Trailer Antion sigil. As such, anything that has a bit of a glow and can be dyed to the color of the eyes, preferably, will probably be what you are looking for. My recommendations are the Rift and the Scars of Arbitration. And now, for the ending of the video, I actually have two fashions to show off with Wisp. This being the first one, the Imperial Wisp, as I like to call it. Adding a little bit of gold to the general edgelord theme to give it a bit more of a royal demeanor. You can see here the smoking body for the effects. As you can see again, the Rift sigil is very present over here. I do believe it's from Barokitir if I'm not wrong. I'll need to check up on that. Or you guys can check up on the wiki for the 100% assurance. And lastly we have the Tenogen Hammer at the Wisp Damas helmet, which is, in my humble opinion, the best Wisp skin for reasons. And yet again the Nosu Sayandana. Now for the last one, I have this little beauty, which is also one of the more recent ones to get a compliment, so there we go. And I do believe this one needs to be shown in its entire beauty in motion. So we're just going to go to Simars for a little bit in the ending of the video. So now that the video is ending and I will be finishing this up, I do have one particular question. What do you guys think, assuming you have seen the new skins coming to Warframe, what do you think of them? Many have compared them to the Excalibur Zato, and surprisingly, many people seem to not like even the Excalibur Zato. I thought it was a great skin, but I guess many people don't like the Monster Hunter aesthetic. Or maybe that's just my impression. So, as you can see, this is basically the Moonlight Butterfly theme from Dark Souls 1. I don't think anyone who has played the game needs any explanation on this skin. Also, the cloth from Wisp functions perfectly as an extension of the wing, similar to what the butterfly had. Hence the overall theme that I went with. Here you can see the colors. Again, the Wisp Dama skin. The attachments. Here are quite a few things which, well, mostly the Target Prime is a bit less accessible, but anything that's somewhat flat will fit nicely on this. The leg plates, which are some of the few leg plates that actually don't fit that badly on her due to her lack of legs, are the Etheria from the Harrow Deluxe. Have the Vengeful Trickster to give it a bit more of a ethereal look. And the Sorry Sayandana, again a Tenogen one. Since, let's be honest, this is, when you think butterfly, this is the one. Now, I don't believe I think that's it. So yeah, tell me what you think about the new skins or the current skins in the game, and I don't know, which is your favorite? Personally, I think that the Nyx one is my all-time favorite deluxe skin. And I know I haven't showed it here, but I don't know, maybe I'll keep some for another video, hey? So yeah, see you later everyone, have a good day.